Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna and I make New York City based adventure videos spiked with love and positivity. Welcome to Storytime, the history of Astoria. This was a requested video and I am giving the people what they want. You asked for this video, here it is. You asked for vlogs. My first vlog is up already and more are coming, so I really hope that you enjoy. While you're here with me today, grab some coffee, grab some tea. I have my mug over here. Grab a snack and let's get started. If you haven't watched my previous two videos about my favorite restaurants in Astoria, I'll leave them linked down below. As I was doing my research, I came across a lot of fun facts that really surprised me. And at the end of the video, I want to know which fun facts surprised you the most. Astoria is the Greek capital of New York City. It's a neighborhood located in northwestern Queens, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. Astoria's population is approximately 225,000 people. And just to give you a comparison, the population of Queens in general is 2.2 million. Now, the history of Astoria's discovery goes back to 1614. The first person to explore the area was a Dutch explorer by the name of Adrian Block. He was the first person to navigate Hell's Gate, which is a dangerous strait of water. And we'll discuss later in this video exactly why it was so dangerous. Is it awkward as I'm holding my cup like this? Astoria was originally named Hallet's Cove by the landowner named William Hallet, who lived there in 1659. In 1839, another man by the name of Stephen Halsey developed the area. The neighborhood first started off in Hallet's Cove and expanded from there. Early on, there was a ferry service that connected Hallet's Cove to 92nd Street in Manhattan, and it would shuttle the affluent New Yorkers from Manhattan over across the East River to Hallet's Cove. Hallet's Cove became a place for wealthy New Yorkers to visit and spend a relaxing day there. Hallet himself was a fur merchant who petitioned the state legislature to rename the area after John Jacob Astor. Astor himself was an amazing fur trader, but he was much more than that too. He was an incredible businessman, real estate mogul, and investor. Astor became the wealthiest man in America in 1840 with a net worth of over $20 million. He lived in his summer home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. From the east side of the city on 87th Street, he could see the village that was named after him. Now, the reason that Hallet went through all of this trouble to rename the area after John Jacob Astor is because he wanted to attract Astor to the area so he could invest some money in the neighborhood and have it built up. Unfortunately, Astor had no interest in the area whatsoever, but he did invest $500. During the 1840s and 1850s, the region began developing from Hallet's Cove inland. Wealthy New Yorkers built mansions on 12th and 14th Streets in an area now considered Old Astoria. Underneath these homes, tunnels were built so that servants could shuttle groceries and other goods from the East River directly into the homes. Old Astoria has some of the most beautiful antebellum and Victorian mansions in New York. In 1869, the German United Cabinet Workers bought 4 farms between 35th and 50th Streets and developed a German town. They were mostly furniture and cabinet makers. Now, the most famous settler in the area was Henry Steinway, and he developed the Steinway Piano Company in 1853. You might have heard of the famous Steinway pianos. Well, Astoria is the neighborhood where they started off being built. In addition to that, he also built a sawmill, a foundry, and a streetcar line. William Steinway bought a lot of land on either side of Steinway Street. Steinway Street in Astoria is a popular shopping location now. But back in the day, he bought a lot of land on either side and he built factories by the river and a town for the workers to live in the southern part of the region. He named the area where the workers lived Steinway Village. And here's a fun fact. 41st and 42nd Street in Astoria used to be called Theodore and Albert Street, which were named after William Steinway's sons. During the 1890s and the early 20th century, that's when thousands of homes were built in the area. Later on, during the 1920s and 1930s, a lot of 6-family apartment buildings were built and housing projects were added too. Around the 1920s, an exciting thing happened in the area, which is that Motion Picture Studios was built by the famous Players the Lasky Corporation. The company's headquarters were located in Manhattan. 7 years later, they became known as Paramount. Between 1921 and the time their name changed, 1/4 of their movies were filmed in Astoria, while the rest were filmed in Hollywood. By 1937, feature films were no longer produced there, although the studio continued to be used for second unit work for films made in Hollywood. Second unit work simply means that while the production of the main movie is happening in Hollywood, people in Astoria would be filming other scenes in parallel so that the production of the movie could move along faster. In 1988, the studio became the site for the Museum of the Moving Image. It's the only institution in the country dedicated to the art, technology, and social impact of film, television, and digital media. It has the largest collection of moving image artifacts in the United States. It's such a beautiful museum. Inside, you can see old-style cameras and learn about how movies were produced back in the day. There are also costumes from well-known movies, special effects, makeup, and props, wigs and masks that were used in famous movies such as Star Wars, the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey, Jurassic Park, and others. Fun fact, speaking of movies, can you guess which famous Hollywood actor was born in Astoria? I'll give you a few clues. You might have seen him in the movies Deer Hunter, Catch Me If You Can, Pulp Fiction, and Batman Returns. It's Christopher Walken. Now, after the Second World War, Astoria was largely Italian. Many more Greek residents entered the area after 1965. 1/3 of all Greeks that moved to New York City in the 1980s settled in Astoria. By the mid-1990s, the Greek population accounted for slightly less than 50% of the overall population in Astoria. Now here's a fun fact. There are 11 Greek Orthodox churches in the area, and one of them, named St. Demetrios, is most likely the largest Greek church outside of Greece. Before I continue, let's pause here. Are you enjoying this video? Have you learned something new? If you are, please consider pressing that like button down below. It helps this video out and my channel in general a lot. And if you'd like more content, hit the subscribe button and be sure that you won't miss a single one of my videos. I come out with new videos every Thursday, so press that notification bell while you're at it too. The neighborhood has a huge park overlooking the East River and the city skyline. It's named Astoria Park, and it has children's playgrounds, tennis courts, an Olympic-sized pool, and an outdoor track where you can play soccer in the middle and do various workouts. There are also outdoor fitness machines. Now here's another fun fact. Astoria has New York City's largest swimming pool. It was used for the 1936 and 1964 Olympic trials. In 1969, the size of the park was officially almost 66 acres. That is a size of 53 football fields, if you can imagine that put together in one. From the park, there are views of the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, which was formerly known as the Triborough Bridge, and the Hellgate Bridge. The Robert F. Kennedy Bridge connects Astoria to the Bronx and Manhattan. Here's another fun fact. The first day of its construction was Black Friday in 1929. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that Hell's Gate is a dangerous strait of water that the explorer Adrian Block was able to navigate through to get to the area. The strait derives its name from the Dutch word Hellegat, which has two meanings, one meaning bright gate or Hellgate. Adrian Block coined the name Hellgate, and it's stuck throughout the years. Now the bridge is named after that dangerous strait of water. He noticed that there was a whirlpool there, many rocks and dangerous reefs and islands, which made it difficult for him to navigate that strait of water. Nowadays, you don't have to worry about passing through that area of the East River anymore because all of the reefs were dynamited at the command of the federal government. If any of you have watched the movie Serpico with Al Pacino, then you may have noticed that this bridge is featured prominently in that movie about narcotics and police reform. I have two fun facts about this bridge. The first is about its durability. If this bridge were left completely unattended and there was no maintenance done to it, then it would take about 1,000 years for the bridge to collapse. Comparing to other bridges, who would normally take 300 years before they completely collapsed. So the durability of this bridge is incredible. It also has a sister bridge in Australia called the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
If you visit Astoria today, you'll notice that it's a vibrant community full of many incredible restaurants, cafes, and stores. Check the description box for links to my videos about my favorite restaurants in Astoria.
Alright, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this story time about the history of Astoria. Let me know which fun fact surprised you the most. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me on Instagram before I post my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! I don't know why I'm still holding this in my hand.